Hello.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Charles. Welcome to Regeneration Rundown, Doctor Who podcast. I'm your host, Christian. This is host, Charles.
I am Charles.
How's it going there, Charles? How are you holding up?
I'm alive.
I felt about the same as well.
You made me rewatch Rose.
Shh. Not to say that right now. Supposed to wait.
Oh.
I mean, granted, there's a little the name and the title and stuff, but
Yeah, if they read the title of what this is gonna be, they know what we're talking about.
They don't know that. It can be, Rose can mean anything. See, you say it, you give me that thing over there, but do you know that there's a Colin Baker Dalek Doctor Who story called Revelation of the Daleks? What is Jodie Whittaker I want to say second Dalek story of the new year? Revelation of the Dalek.
Okay, and how many stories are named Rose? Oh, okay.
But I think before we dive right in, to let everybody know, yes, we're doing Rose. Oh my gosh.
I'm so sorry I spoiled it.
How dare you, Charles? You.
I know, reading comprehension.
Oh gosh. But yes, we're doing Rose, the first of not the very first episode. The very first episode of New Who.
Well, yeah.
The one that got the raw bowling and everything. I feel like before we gotta go into that, we gotta do like our little discussion. We gotta do a little little thing over here. We're like, hey, this is what I've been kind of watching, or like doing something, or maybe someone's on this particular show was not related. You got any of that, Charles?
You said not something Doctor Who related?
Something Doctor Who related.
No.
No?
There's no Doctor Who content right now.
But you tell me how to watch or read or oh look, here was David Tennant on Jessica Jones I was watching just randomly one of these days. Tell me none of that?
No. None of the actors from Doctor Who are in any of the shows I'm watching right now.
Darn you, Charles. But you know what? It's absolutely fine because, hey, guess what?
What?
I got something for you.
For me?
Yeah, well, at least I can bring in, the things that would have you, because, I'm just good like that. So, did you know that last year, Magic Gathering announced, hey, we're bringing Doctor Who into our little card game?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And guess who was the idiot that bought them?
Logan Paul?
No, why he will buy Doctor Who Command Deck?
I don't know. He spent $1 million on our first edition holographic Charizard card.
Fair enough, I guess. But it was me, and yes, to tell everybody Magic Gathering, they do this thing called Universes Beyond. What it means is that because they have their own stable things they've been doing, their own stuff in their own little world. But also it's I guess starting I don't know exactly when exactly they've been doing this. I want to say since what is the word I'm looking for over here? I want to say Warhammer 40K. I want to say since then they've been doing these. Oh, we're gonna do these Worlds Beyond because they have Lord of the Rings cards, what have you. They also
yeah.
They tend to have some others Transformers.
The Lord of the Rings card, they only made one ring card.
Yes, and people went batshit insane for the fucking one ring card.
Yeah, there's only one of them in existence.
Apparently so.
And someone found it in Canada.
And what was the reward for Post Malone said? You remember?
Probably I think 10,000. It was a ridiculously high number.
But yeah, then Wizard of the Coast go oh yeah, so we're gonna bring you I said Doctor Who, and they're gonna bring over the command decks, which was this is the title: so Master of Evil, Blast from the Past, Timey-wimey, and Paradox Power. And I'm gonna do my very best to explain what each of these are because apparently Charles and I guess who was the idiot that bought all of these. I was the idiot that bought all of these.
Well, are they good cards?
You know what? I will explain to you all that.
Okay.
We gotta go through each one, like to explain what each of the, like Master Reveal. Basically, it's like they're like villains, like a deck, and it has like they have like the master, like a good chunk of all their masters. They have like the Daleks. They also have like Devrod, the Cyberman, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, with timey-wimey, it's basically like it's going from the 9th, 10th, 11th, and War Doctor with all their respective companions. Blast from the Past is basically the classic Doctors, going from like 1 up to the 8th Doctor. And their respective companions, except with the 8th Doctor, he doesn't really have, I guess they're going to be used more for the show, not so much of the audio dramas, because I can only assume that like it'd be kind of
had a companion in the movie.
Maybe the legal issues. I'm not too sure. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know how cool this stuff goes. And Paradox of Powers, like the 12th and 13th, and the Fugitive Doctor with their companions as well. And I will let everybody know, like when I bought like all of these, cards and stuff.
How much did you spend?
I didn't buy them. I bought them one at a time.
Why would you do that?
Okay, maybe not one at a time. Like, was it one at a time? I want to say. Oh, I bought it on eBay.
Okay.
But that's what I do. Like, I'm not gonna go directly to the source, even though I did kind of at least once or twice, because I'm an idiot like that. But at the very least, I try to go for the lowest I possibly can. I think like the lowest I got to was like for a few was like $30, around that range, because they can get up to a little pricey.
I know. It's gross.
Yeah, shit. And what my goal for 2024 is, Charles.
What?
I want to play the competitive scene with the Doctor Who like decks. I want to create like a good as what they call a commander deck, and I'll explain some of the things that people are going like, what is this? What is that? I'll just give it time. And that's what I want to do. I wanted to get all these cards and like. And I want to play competitive. And if I have anything negative to say, I say more than just a disappointment. When I got these cards, even though basically, it was more like what I was getting out of them when I first got out of the box. I'm going to look through all these cards. Like I would say I had more enjoyment looking through. Like, oh, here's classic Doctors and stuff, and like, oh man, it looks so freaking cool. And then I started with New Who. I know you started with New Who. And I've been a very avid fan for the 10th Doctor. I love the 10th Doctor. I love David Tennant.
Right.
And I was looking through and man, I don't know why. It's not hitting me as I thought it was going to be. It's not hitting the right spot. It's it's all right. It's good. Just, I don't know. Did I get myself too hype about it? Because then when I got the Master of Evil, I'm going ooh, look at all these. Oh, fucking sexy as shit, man. Oh. And then and I thought was going to be the more disappointing of the decks became more of ooh, I really love these. It's just the Paradox of Power. I thought it was going to be not exactly trash, but I thought it had some disappointment about it. I'm going oh, I actually really enjoy these. Oh man, all right. If anything, more a fault of my own. And that's what I found out too when my downfall is.
What?
As soon as I think I got the first Commander deck, which was Blast from the Past, and also spent about a good $200 on collector's pack. I never said I was a smart person, Charles. Stop keeping eyes.
You hear this? Do you hear the silence? I'm giving you a chance to take back the craziness you just said to me.
Well, I literally said when I bought all these cards.
What?
If I, maybe, buy some other cards from other packs, maybe I can make some kind of deck to kind of upgrade it. Shit, man, they got me.
Yeah.
Those bastards. And they got me.
Yeah, well, it looks like the cards did their job then, didn't they?
But, at the very least, what I said about them, you know what? I'm going to get the ones that kind of attracts me the most. Or at least what I guess packs what attracts me the most. Because some of them are going just elves and shit.
Yeah, that's the game, dude.
Well,
it's called Magic the Gathering.
Oh yes, but okay. Let me explain this better as best as I could. Okay.
Okay.
It's not just because you say like, oh yeah, because it's like, oh, they have this shit. Like, no, also they have like, I guess, like this other like brands of deck that's like is like Japanese infused like futuristic stuff. So you get like you get samurais, but it's all technology based. And then I think like the last Caverns of Exelon or something like that. It's like Mayans, but with dinosaurs. Dinosaurs, Charles. It also have vampires, and it had like some what's what I'm looking for here? Some really Cenobites like creatures and shit. So you get all of that. You don't get like elves and dwarves. You also get. I said, if I want to get elves and dwarves, I just buy like the Lord of the Rings deck. I also bought the Lord of the Rings deck.
At what point does it stop becoming you collecting them and you're just doing it for the thrill?
Listen, we don't. Why you gotta do this? Listen, this is not an intervention. How dare you, sir? Over here, don't judge me. I'll judge you back.
I have nothing you can judge me on.
I will try. I will do my best and be like, see, as you got over there. You know what? I'll judge you on your taste.
Wow. Outstanding.
But I want to say, that even though they did got me and everything,
Twice
more times than I can, really admit, I'm actually really loving it. It's like, you know what? This might be my new thing. I kind of want to be my new thing, but also I want to make like a really cool Doctor Who deck.
Okay.
Yeah, with all that I've been spending money on, like I want to make a cool Doctor Who deck. I want to do all of that. And listen, for Charles and everybody out there, like hey, maybe you want to get into it, like as I have. There are ways of where you don't have to spend like God knows amount of money on this, and I would absolutely recommend Tulare Community College. It's a YouTube channel where the man, I forget his name, they call him the professor. And I think that's where I kind of got started from, where I was watching his stuff. It's like, oh, he's wearing like the Seventh Doctor like outfit and stuff, and he like him and it, like I think like two of the people that actually done like the artwork on the cards for like Doctor Who, like they were there playing with him and stuff, and it's like, oh, okay, all right, and they're all wearing like all like the different doctors outfits and what have you, and it's like, all right, that just seemed pretty cool. And he's has with the YouTube channel, like he's able to explain to you like how you can able to play the game within 11 minutes. Like, okay, this is how we do it from a standard like deck kind of thing. And also they tell you like, hey, if you want to build your own little deck.
This sounds like a gateway drug. You're trying to get me hooked on a game so that you yourself aren't the only one that we're trapped. I know what you're doing.
What are you talking about? I'm saying if you want to, Charles. Mm-hmm. I mean, hey, I can always bring it from time to time and be like, hey, Charles, you want to play?
And I will say no.
Oh. Come on, Charles, you know you want to play.
Absolutely not.
You can play with my cards. I'll build you a deck.
No.
I'll build you a deck.
No.
But I'll definitely say the cards themselves, like, it's really great stuff. They have like what they call the little talisman. It's basically like all the different like sonic screwdrivers. So like some of the other stuff is like what the doctors have worn, like where you have the Fifth Doctor like celery stick. It's like a talisman, and where like, oh, you can get this and you can do this and do that, and some great other fantastic cards as well.
Wow.
And I have any kind of ranking of the commander decks, even though like I actually have played it. And a good chunk I've played with them like previously. It's like, all right, I give another another look through of like the timey-wimey. It's like, oh, you know what? It's not bad cards. I guess I'm just more kind of underwhelmed than anything. But this was at the time my literal like ranking of the commander decks. Number 4 is timey-wimey. Number 3 is Paradox of Power. Number 2 is Master of Evil, and number 1 is Blast from the Past.
Okay.
Because
you like classic Who.
I think like it's just more of like me just going through because I love Doctor Who all equally. It could be either the new stuff, it could be the classic stuff. Both they have their negatives and positives. It maybe just more the fact like I just kind of gravitate towards it because like, oh, I have like all of these commanders and all the little companions and what have you. Charles over here, I know, is silently judging me and everything. I see what you're doing here.
I don't silently judge. I am openly judging you.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing silent about my judging. I am judging you. Because it went from collecting to you playing it a little bit. Do you see that you're literally on the same path that a drug addict takes to getting addicted to drugs?
Listen, all right.
You tried the product. You've gone back for more of the product. You're now using the product.
To be fair, I'm an atheist.
Hey, none of that in 2024. No self-deprecating humor.
That's what we're going by over here.
That's what I go by. Of course, I'm amazing. So.
Oh yeah, until you bring out like your taste and stuff, and then we start.
That's even more amazing. Thank you.
But yeah, if anybody wants to go out there and buy the little commander decks and what have you, there you go.
Hey, don't let this man get you hooked on a drug. An expensive habit.
Charles, I'm gonna come over with like, hey Charles, wanna play like a little bit?
And I'm gonna be like, no, because I don't have time to learn.
But it's pretty easy. We can always do a little practice.
Nope.
Come on, Charles.
Have you been replaced by an automaton?
No, I have not. Of course, I call pizza. Pizza. You know what? I think Charles is trying to like segue into we're gonna actually talk about the
Just a little bit.
just a little bit, just a little.
Is it random ass tangent? Keep you on focus. Focus up.
Well, I'm sure. But you know what? I feel like we gotta talk about the history of
The automatons?
no,
Oh,
the history of how this came about.
Doctor Who, like the new Who.
The new Who.
Okay, so from what I know, Doctor Who, after the 7th Doctor, there was a hiatus.
There was. It was a big period of time where, well, let's see, before 8th Doctor?
Yeah.
I think it would be like BF8 or BFE.
Yeah.
Like for the most part of that chocolate time between like 1989 to about, I want to say 1998, 99.
Yeah.
I want to say it's either one or the other, where it was nothing but Sylvester McCoy and like his doctor, where we're just ruling like either the books, which it was all the version novels. I know it's the comics.
Right.
I mean, I feel that's about it. You either have either one or the other.
So then,
I know. So like, so you have like periodics of times where like, oh, here's oh look,
like
we're doing
special here and there.
yeah, like a little. They did like an anniversary. Like, oh, we're gonna bring out the doctors of dimension and time and stuff. And
That was the 5 Doctors, right?
no, that wasn't a 5 Doctors. It was
No, there was 4 Doctors. Because there was one where they were all older.
well, yeah,
But
like,
it was pre-New Who.
yeah. But I said this is like after like the 5 Doctor.
Right.
So over here, where you have like let's see, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 3rd, and the 4th. But I think he's more taking the role of like a curator. I want to say. I'm not too sure. Tom Baker period of time is fucking weird.
Well, it's Doctor Who. It has to be fucking weird.
Well, no, it's wanted to get into that, but like with him, it's like he's on and off. But it's like, oh yes, I'll come and do this 20th anniversary. Wait, what was that? No, thank you.
Hey, just like Alex Kingston. Hey, we need the Doctor to have a wife again. Okay, I'm not busy.
Tra-la-la. Oh wait, I'm busy. Tra-la-la.
So then that was the first hiatus.
And then like, oh, they're gonna come back with this TV movie and
That they
everything.
tried to reboot the Doctor Who series with. They tried to reboot it with.
And well, it failed. They trying to keep bringing it to the States and whatever. Like they trying to build it up and everything. And well, it failed. It failed.
I remember watching it. So I remember watching it on TV. I watched it. I don't know if I watched it when it first came out, though. I'm not 100% sure. All I know is I watched it on WB. It was a Saturday. It was after all the cartoons went off, and they played the Doctor Who movie.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, I think it did premiere, like, on Fox, and, well, apparently the ratings did not do well enough, as you can know that tell.
Well, yeah, because it was still on hiatus afterwards.
But, you know, like, they still continue on to it, struggling, like, okay, we're going to bring it through, like, you know, the Eighth Doctor with his books and his little comics, and, well, and, you know.
Which, he has such an extensive universe. I would love to read all of the Eighth Doctor's adventures, but there's like 72 books, and I don't even think I'm exaggerating.
And you know what, Charles? Like, they kind of consider, like, you know what? The show's dead. That's it. We're never returning. That's it. Good luck, everybody. You know, sometimes, you know, and I think that you have, like, with a comic relief charity, you have, like, some of these spoofs. Like, with Stephen, at least to my knowledge, the first Stephen Moffat, then he wrote anything Doctor Who related, was more of a spoof.
Yeah.
Was, let's see, the Death Comes to Time. What's that? No. I want to say it was that, or maybe it was something else that was called. But basically, I had like all these comedy actors, you know, basically playing the Doctor. Mr. Bean, what? The actor who played Mr. Bean was playing the Eighth Doctor.
Oh my god.
I know. Was it Hugh Grant was in it?
That checks out. Hugh Grant has very Doctor Who energy.
And then let's see. Then okay, here we go. Here's one that was kind of like about. And on the BBC website, like they were doing like, you know, animation stuff over there, like Death Comes to Time. Oh, it's my bad. I have it over here. And now it turns out, you know, they bring him in on television. It just seemed like it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like everybody's like, you know what? That's it. Like, you know, we tried. Bring him back. It's not going to happen. But then enter Russell T. Davies. Now, at the time, he was working for the drama department of BBC One. RTD, to put it lightly, was a fan of Doctor Who. Just a little bit lightly. Just a little bit. And, you know, in the past, you know, he actually wrote a book for during the Seventh Doctor era called, like, Damaged Good.
Okay.
He also wrote, like, a couple of screenplays, or at least a screenplay story for the Sixth Doctor.
I did not know that.
He did express his interest of bringing back, you know, the program. That the president BBC thought, why not? Like, you know, we could have him attached to a Doctor Who movie. It was going to be called Doctor Who 2000. And apparently, it was going to be directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. You're like, who is this Paul W.S. Anderson? Oh, well, he directed the first Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh, a legend.
Let's see, Event Horizon, and the future, like Resident Evil movies.
Okay. That would have been interesting to see.
And also going to be written by like Ed Solomon, who wrote Bill and Ted Excellent Adventures, and also co-wrote Men in Black.
Wasn't there at one point plans to reboot Doctor Who, but like American?
Yeah, that. Well, I think we should be the Eighth Doctor. I think that was it was not be more like American, but I think it's just more like, oh, we're going to take it over here to the Fox programs.
Oh, okay.
Do you also know that same writer also wrote like the live action version of Super Mario Brothers?
Oh, one of the greatest movies ever.
Yeah. And also on Charlie's Angels. As you know, can't tell, that never happened.
Full Throttle or a TV show?
No, I think the first movie.
Oh, Charlie's Angels. Yeah. Yes.
Now, you know, we cut to 2000s. You know, RTD has one of the best dramas that came out, Queer as Folk, the British version.
Yes.
And, you know, under his belt, and you know, he can able to make his dreams come true. Of course, you know, it did went through some development stages, like who will be like the villains of the Doctor, and also his outfit as well, the changing in the running time, etc. Of course, looking for the Doctor as well. Originally, some person was thinking like maybe bringing in Hugh Grant, but it didn't quite fit with the RTD version of what his Doctor wanted to be. Enter Christopher Eccleston, who previously worked with RTD on The Second Coming. I wish I would have known what The Second Coming is. I think it was just like a TV show, I'm going to say. Or,
sounds religious.
Who knows? And, you know, apparently Eccleston did at one point was approached on playing the Eighth Doctor, but he declined.
Okay.
Billie Piper got the role as Rose through an audition, which is funny since during the same audition as well, you have Georgina Moffat, the daughter of Peter Davison, the Fifth Doctor. Wild, huh?
That I did not know. So, are you telling me that she almost played Rose instead of who she plays now?
Yep.
That would have been crazy.
Yep. Apparently, there was some kind of skepticism that Billie Piper was going to stay for a season. But it seemed Billie got the part. I think that's the reason why they almost had Georgina, the Doctor's daughter playing Rose. It always happened. It did not. It did not. The last and a final roadblock was with Michael Grade, who was the post of chairman of the BBC Board of Governors. And for those who may know,
oh boy,
he was also the same man who canceled Doctor Who in 1985.
Wow. Those are a lot of obstacles to get through.
And which he thought at the time he had to do so as well. But some producers, that's a lot of names over here. Haggerty Singh, Tartan, and Gardner said the project was already too far ahead to be such, and it would, be a waste of resources and a public black eye. Public black eye.
Yeah.
With all that being said, 26th March 2005, Doctor Who returned on television once with the first episode title, Rose. And now we can actually start with the review with, the first 3 minutes. Let's say it's a different approach compared to like how, Unearthly Child started out. Where we, we see more of the point of view of this chick out of nowhere. Like this, we've seen her alive and everything, it's all hustle and bustle. It's just, working through the grind of like,
she's a chav. She's working a regular 9 to 5, works at a mall.
And she has a boyfriend, she lives with her mom, and this and that and this. It is whole scene that Russell T Davies, is telling us that, this ain't the classic show. This is the new era.
Right.
Then, Rose had to go downstairs to give Wilson a lottery tickets and money.
Yeah.
To find out, he's not in his office, and as she keeps investigating, she sees some mannequins that are come to life. She's like, oh, that's pretty peculiar. That's a lot of you. Oh dear God, I think I'm going to die. And then,
she thought a lot of things, which I get it. Your brain doesn't go to these mannequins are coming alive. Your brain goes to this is a prank.
And then a man comes out of nowhere, grabs her head, and goes, "Run!"
Classic.
Oh, yeah, by the way, the mannequins are the Entons. Did everybody know that? The mannequins are the Entons. I mean, it is, and not gonna lie, it's kind of funny when you see like actual mannequins and like the Entons. We compare between one and the other. Like one of these things is not like the other.
I mean, yeah. I ask myself when I was watching it again, because you made me watch it again. I wanted to know what the budget for the first episode looked like.
And what does the budget look like?
I don't know.
I'm not quite sure. Now, here's actually some little factoids you may not know about Charles.
Okay.
One of the producers had expected the Daleks to be the villains of the first episode.
That would be way too overpowered.
Well, Davis had felt that they would be better used to provide a mid-season bump in publicity, publicize. Bleh.
Yeah.
So he favored the Doctor and Rose against the plastic controlling nasty consciousness and Anton's Servians, which also was created by Robert Holmes. They had their first appearance in Spearhead from Space with John Pertwee's also his little debut 1970 as the Third Doctor, and also they returned a year later in Terror of the Autons.
I should rewatch these series 1 again.
Now,
It's hard to get it. I'll say that it is hard for me to get through series one, specifically episode one, because of how it looks.
I like how you're going like what's that mean, Charles?
I
just let anybody know, like he's like clapping his hand like
I don't know. I don't know.
A lot of talking is what you're trying to say over here.
Well, not really. It's Doctor Who. I mean, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It's hard to watch the first series, especially Rose, and then be like, I really just stayed and watched the rest of this, which is crazy.
I think I say because it's like this looks absolutely wild to me. Like this man facing like fucking like quote unquote plastic thing. It looks absolutely silly. I'm gonna say and watch it because I want to know how crazier it can get.
Okay, I can see that.
Give me a second over here. Okay, we're okay. We're good.
I was marking where we are.
Okay. Now the fact that they would establish monsters would permit Davis's to focus on the relationship between the Doctor and Rose, and could draw also upon the iconic imagery of their original 70s appearance. The main villains were conceived to be the twin bosses of Rose's company, who always appeared to be holding hands because they were really two autons who were fused together. I guess that was the original concept of the story.
Okay.
Do you want to hear? Oh, so apparently, I forgot where I heard the exactly. It was one of my Doctor Who podcasts I tend to listen to. Apparently, in like the novelization of Rose, they wrote down like I think who was giving like the Rose was given to like I guess the main name was Jerry. I want to say was it Wilson was getting a lot to Wilson. Like they show like what happened before all that. Wilson got pretty bad, man.
Oh no!
They show how he got killed off. It's like and the TV show like the doctor like he's dead.
Yeah, Wilson's dead.
Over here, like, nah. Novelization is like, we're gonna kill this motherfucker up. Now we see like the autons about to judo chop Rose. Like I said, see Doctor grabbing her hand, saying "run," and hey, it's the Doctor sporting a leather jacket. His entire outfit is
dark.
I would say pretty muted. For the new Doctor's outfit, the costume designer Legend Wright adopted a more low-key approach than had been the token in the past, you can say, with a battered leather jacket being the signature piece of appeal. Although this image was suggested by Davis's pitch document, as it reflects Eccleston's desire to ensure that his clothes would not dominate his performance. And it's like, yeah.
I mean, if you're coming back for something so iconic, you're gonna want to do your best, right?
Absolutely, and at the fact that you don't want something too crazy, coming out like with Colin Baker's. I love that man in his outfit, but it's loud. It's just so loud. It's loud as him. But it's like it's too loud.
That's
I know, I do love it. So they both run into the elevator and escape the autons. It's a little funny gag, where the Doctor pulling the arm off of one of them. And it's a great moment when Rose is trying to largely say, it's high school students, pulling out shenanigans. Obviously it's not, but hey, nice attempt.
Yeah.
Doctor explains the whole situation, tells Rose to forget what she saw, enjoy your beans and toast.
Yuck.
And also, this Doctor is very sass.
Well, yeah.
It's absolutely sass. It's like these damn apes. It's like, damn, Doctor, tell me how you really feel. And then the classic line when he goes back to say, "I'm the Doctor, by the way. What's your name? Rose. Nice to meet you, Rose. Run for your life." Goes back in and kablooey.
Blows up an entire mall.
Here's a little fun fact. That same clothing store that got all blown up and stuff?
Yeah.
And this and the street in that same street over there that was shot in this is also that same street that was used. There's also the same shot, and the same shot that was also used in this past Christmas special.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, they must have rebuilt it.
Timey-wimey, what have you. And so in the aftermath, we see Rose at home with her mom.
We meet Jackie Tyler.
Oh, well, yes. Calling up her friends, and then Mickey, her boyfriend, to see
Ricky.
if she's
Mickey.
see she's doing all right, and Rose asks, Mickey to throw away the arm, and he does. It's the morning. Rose goes to see, apparently the cat door, to go see the cat door, apparently looking like been nailed off, accusing her mom for not nailing it down. And then as she opened the little flap thingy, to her surprise, oh look, it's the doctor. He's outside looking for the autant. And good long as the doctor asks to Rose, what are you doing here? She replies, I live here. Then he replies back, what do you do that for? Oh. And another iconic moment, I do say so myself, where the doctor waits for Rose, and he's right next to Jackie's door. And then, well, here's the whole exchange. Jackie, Tyler, I'm in my dressing gown. The doctor, yes, you are. Jackie, Tyler, there's a strange man in my bedroom. Yes, there is. Jackie, well, anything could happen. The doctor shakes his head and smiles. No. Do love that. It's like for this whole thing, it's like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. And now we have another great moment over here. Like it's so much great moments in this whole first episode, Charles. Just
maybe that's why.
So much of it. We see the doctor interacting and talking to himself. Where he's looking at the little magazine, going like, oh, they will never be together. Like I think like she's gay, and I was like, he's an alien. There's this stuff like that. Trying to play the cards, and then he there's the whole thing where he finally sees himself in the mirror for the first time. Now people kind of interpret this that like this could literally this is the first time that
he's seeing himself, and
this is firstly new regeneration of the doctor, or he's been regenerated and haven't seen his face. Then now there's a short story and an anthology book called like a Winter Paradox, and it's a little small part, but it shows that doctor going through like the wardrobe and everything.
Yeah,
and there's a bunch of like mirror glasses on the floor, and it suggested that he smashed all those glasses. And it said after with the whole thing he regenerated, he thought like he pulled out the moment.
All right.
Okay, so the doctor he found that autumn arm and then that fucking arm tried to choke him out, and then he goes for Rose. And the doctor uses his sonic screwdriver and he saves both of them. And so after we get
Does he melt it?
No, he didn't melt it, dude.
No, he didn't.
No, he I guess they turned off the signal?
Yeah.
With his little sonic screwdriver.
That's what he did. Yeah.
Oh, and guess what? They brought back the sonic screwdriver, except it doesn't look like how it was in the classic series. It's just more like it looks like kind of a pen with a little light up thing. Go. And we have this great, back and forth between Rose and the doctor, again, not Dr. B absolutely just sassy over here. Had the great back and forth and everything. And, but you also had this great serious moment where, he's trying to explain to Rose, who he is.
Yeah.
And it just is a nice little quiet moment. And he's like, you know what, please, forget about me. Pretend I'm not here. And I really want to say this. We do kind of forget how great Rose was in the beginning.
Yeah.
She's trying to use logic, trying her best to figure out, the problems, and, she's clever enough. She does a little investigation, what have you. Again.
On her own.
Yeah. So we end like this nice, good beginnings of her just being this wonderful, great companion. You get to the second season of her.
Okay.
So, as Rose is doing her little investigation, Mickey and went to Mickey's house and using computer. He just always says don't check my history. You know he was on the porn.
I don't know. Maybe he was looking up wedding rings.
Sure he was. And Rose found this guy who's pretty much a conspiracy theorist. I mean, granted, he's
correct.
Yeah.
He's right. Well, kinda.
Listen, it's just one of those times where like, you know what, you might be right, but still,
He's on the right track, but he's not entirely there.
Oh man, and then you have this little moment of where like, you know, Mickey trying to look all tough and everything, going like, "What up?" It's just a shame that you kind of found the actual actor as a pretty shitty person in real life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think like if I remember correctly, he got charged with domestic dispute against like his girlfriend or wife.
Oof.
And then, you know, he was trying to turn that around. And then I remember like if I remember correctly, there was a little interview where he's trying to turn it around and trying to have like John Berman take some heat because like, yeah, you know, it was kind of weird where like he kind of took off his clothes in the middle of like a shooting of like Doctor Who and stuff, and trying to get him like a kind of hashtag Me Too kind of thing. And it's like, I feel like it was like two different completely things over here, and you know, trying to make a whole scandal out of it.
Did not know he did that. See, I don't look into the lives of actors that aren't in the U.S.
If they're not here, I don't know anything about it.
Absolutely. USA.
Oh, you American, in your ways.
I'm Native American and black. I belong here more than most.
And other stuff. Blah. Okay, so Clive, the conspiracy theorist, you know, tells Rose about the doctor and us as well. Like, you know, show her a photo of the doctor being present at JF Kennedy assassination. Well, it's a very bad Photoshop pic. It's like you know, you see him, it's like, all right, and like you can tell like it's pretty Photoshop, and like they keep going back and back, and it's like, yeah.
Well, I mean,
look, they put that thing for like MS Paint.
It was 2005. What did you expect? And I feel like this show had zero budget.
To be fair, Doctor Who has always had zero budget.
Wow. Yeah.
No, I'm about to say, like, you know, I really got disprove me about this, Charles.
Yeah, the Daleks are practical and made.
Do you know in one of the classic like episode stories where like they made a whole like war monster thing out of, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Paper mache?
No, bubble wrap.
Cool.
Green bubble wrap.
Hey, looks like works.
And you know what? You know how the doctor was tied up? Bubble wrap. Oh, hey, they made that bubble rope. They tried to do the best with it, damn it.
They did the best with what they had. Now, Rose finds out that, or Rose thinks this guy is a complete
crazy person. That we have the most infamous scene of where Mickey, you know, sees this trash can moving and stuff,
and gets eaten.
You know, and you know, close the lid, and, you know, and well, they made a little burp, so I'm going burp.
And then we get,
well, I'm gonna say the CGI in this, and you know what?
The CGI was,
it gets a lot of flack, but I'm like, I'm looking at this and where like it's 2005.
Oh yeah, no.
So it's like it's television.
The CGI, you have to suspend your disbelief, but like the CGI looks okay compared to what it could look like.
Yeah, I'm about to say like in classic Who never had that kind of great, you know, special effects. I'm sorry.
The makeup for Mickey for this car scene,
it looks great. I know what they're going by, and I haven't seen like the story in a good while, but like, because he's supposed to be plastic.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing. Like, and, well, if you watch classic Who, I guess like some of their like classic, well, you know how like if you get like swap a Anton, whatever.
Yeah,
you know, you're supposed to look plastic. That's how they look.
And suspension of disbelief can only take you so far. So I'm supposed to believe that Rose Tyler looked at this man made of plastic.
Look.
And was like, yep, that's my boyfriend.
Look. Okay.
Or is it kind of a thing like we're supposed to be the only ones that know that he's plastic?
Listen, all right.
Because if that were the case...
I said she was clever. I didn't say she was smart. There's a big difference.
So...
Hey, yeah, listen, some people, like, you know, some people are the most smartest and most genius persons. So we're at We had to. Well,
It's been 8 years, babe. 4? I don't know. I don't do math.
it's 4, and he's running for president again.
Hey. Don't put that in the universe.
Although
He could become a felon, and then he won't be able to run.
which is funny, like apparently, like I think like 2, maybe 3 states kind of ban him. So it's like, okay, I feel that kind of moment of where, you know, by the way, they sidetrack over here.
We're getting sidetracked.
I'm about to say something is absolutely inappropriate, like
No. Doctor Who.
Yeah,
Doctor Who.
My bad. Okay. Pizza. Let's get some pizza. So they drove back, and like they're having they're eating and stuff. Mickey's still being absolutely weird, and Rose going, not exactly getting like, hey, this is not really your boyfriend over here, madam. And you have the Ninth Doctor comes and like,
interrupts the date
by launching a corkscrew at the Anton and able to take his head off. And here's just another great moment. Granted, there's a little silliness into it, but it's another great moment where they're both running away, and they finally get to see the TARDIS, and you have Rose, going, she looks at it going like, what the hell? Like she goes, the outside of like she go looking around it, and all I can think to myself is priorities, girl. Come on. Listen, we can question it later, okay?
I don't know. I'm gonna question it.
And also, and we get to see, the console room, and I like it. I mean, it's not my favorite, but it's like, all right, you know what? In terms of how, the beginning of it, it's like, all right, okay. I know.
It's so cluttered.
Cluttered?
Yeah.
I just see it as more like, it's going for like this, I don't want to call it clutter, it's just more like...
What, the console room?
Yeah.
Too much stuff on the thingy. Too much stuff on the console. It feels like it's hard. It feels claustrophobic. There's so much stuff on the console going on and happening.
Well, the console itself, but like the room in general just seems like it's more...
Well, yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for? Like kind of empty-ish. Like...
Well, yeah, it's bigger on the inside.
Well, yeah, but like, what I mean, like, when like, it's kind of empty, I don't mean like, how... Like, okay, if you go from this one, and then let's say you look...
The round things are missing.
Well, that... But also, you look at like Matt Smith or like Peter Capaldi's like console room, like you can see like, okay, there's stuff going around and everything, and what have you. Like it's not like it's, I want to say clutter, but like it seemed kind of roomy. This just seems like, man, like.
Well, I get that you're talking about the room. I'm talking about the console itself. It looks so cluttered. It looks hard to think if you were at that console.
Listen, he was going through a period of time, man. You come on now.
Yes. Capaldi's was much cleaner.
You know what? I feel we randomly talk about like the man himself, the Ninth Doctor. Like I said, we've been saying, I've been saying like he's pretty sassy.
He is sassy. He's angry though.
And yeah, he has some edge to him.
He's full of anger and pain.
But I do feel like he still kind of have that warmth to it, Well,
yeah. Neither cruel nor cowardly.
Well,
it's like the creed of the Doctor.
But I do like, he still kind of have like, some of that Doctor-ish kind of mannerisms to it.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is kind of their way of like, they're bringing just a little bit to that. Like, we cannot go, they say this, like, we cannot go full hog with it.
Right.
We just got to ease people in and like, we got to go bring this kind of like war-torn person who has like PTSD from this war that he was in and everything.
That we're going to have the backstory for
But you can definitely tell this is not the 7th Doctor, this is not the 8th Doctor, during that time of where, they could be whimsy or like, they could be, the chess master where they do like, this is him just, listen, I'm just trying to do the best I could of what I have.
Right.
Just absolutely just pissed off everybody. And Rose, thing like, they're back at a little restaurant and it's like, no, they travel, from one place to the other. And then, have this moment where, to a talking and everything. And, And like it's like I say, it's a nice, good like little balancing moment. Like the doctor, he seems kind of angry and stuff. Where like she going, it's like like my boyfriend is dead. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm over here just trying to save every freaking ape over here, lady. I'm sorry,
Which I guess they needed to show. Because, I mean, we don't find anything out about the Time War until way, way later.
No, I want to say
we get glimpses. We don't find out what he does.
it's obviously more been like kind of mentioned and been talked about. We don't know anything about it yet.
I mean, like what his part. That's what I'm saying. We don't get that. We get bits and pieces of the story of his involvement directly.
Yeah, like
because he wanted to stay out of it.
And then, well, yeah,
which was a great device for storytelling. You have this background thing that already happened that is showing.
It's painting a picture of of everything that comes with it.
Because we get his anger, we get the Daleks and what they call him. We get the last Dalek living. All of that in series 1.
And it had built up, and well, I think I know about this, but like originally, like Christopher Eccleston was asked to come back for like the 50th anniversary, because they changed it to John Hurt instead. Which it's one of the things like, man, but it's like Stephen Moffat had a story in his head, and it's like, listen, we're going to get to the end. We're getting there. Whether you like it or not, we're getting there, baby.
But yeah, so the Doctor goes on his specious tirade about humans.
And they're trying to find out, okay, where's the Nessie consciousness? They need like a big antenna, and it's like, oh look, it's that big fucking Ferris wheel.
On the Thames?
Huh?
Ferris wheel on the Thames?
It's the antenna or whatever, the giant dish to control all the plastic, what have you. And discussing like every single plastic thing is gonna come to life, and then Rose just saying like breast implants, my bad. And again, we had another great moment where, well, besides finding out, oh look, Mickey's still alive. But the Doctor, trying to give like a pizza solution, trying to be diplomatic.
Yeah.
And sass.
As he does. His fatal flaw is mercy.
I feel like with this one is mostly like mercy, because like he's just trying really hard.
Redemption.
I'm trying really hard here, Ringo.
Okay.
I'm trying my hardest. I'm trying to be the shepherd. I'm trying to be the righteous man. And well, that didn't happen because some Autons, just grabbed the fucking Doctor and see like he had the vial and stuff. It's like, listen, I'm sorry, I was just trying to do my best over here. And well, Nancy kind of says, you know what, we're just gonna bring out the Autons. and I would say is iconic shot where like it's almost reminiscent to like the spearhead from space. So where you see the Auton just coming out of the glass and everything and started shooting people.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot that scene was in there. I thought that was the Christmas scene, but then I remembered.
I think you were thinking about like with Santa Claus. And well, I feel that there's only one part. Like, now here's the thing I would say with this whole thing where like the Doctor, is taking, or where like you have like two Autons like on top of him.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not gonna lie, like it's a bit of a load. Like what a load. Tell me the Doctor's, about to get his ass kicked by two Autons, really?
Well, I mean,
now it was 4 or 5. It's like, all right. I mean, what can you do at that point?
They're robots. They're heavy. He doesn't have super strength.
They're plastic. He tear one of the head off.
Okay.
And one of the arms.
If you had two mannequins on top of you, it would be hard for you to stand up to.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You're saying that?
Yes.
We're going to get some mannequins over here.
Oh, we're going to test it. Yes.
Yes, we're going to do that. Like I say, it was 4 or 5. Like, all right, okay. Well, what can you do about it? Like, they
trying to stop the little vial from dropping.
And then, we have Rose, she grabs an axe. She makes this little speech, and she does her attempt to, like, save the day. And also got the Doctor. The Doctor got free, and yay! Rose did a thing by hitting one of the Autons with the vial, and it goes into, like, the nesting, and then The day is safe. Rose calling her mom. She's safe as well.
That's good.
And then, and another great moment where you have the doctor kind of admits that, like, well, if it wasn't for Rose, it maybe could have gone badly, and trying to convince her, come with him. At first, he kind of went away and stuff. It almost like a kind of moment like in the TV movie where he asks Grace, like, come with me and stuff. Like, no, I can't. It's like, all right, okay. But then he does come back and goes like, damn it, Jay travels back in time. And well, it's a nice move for Rose, but at the same time, it's like, that sounds like a bitch kind of move there, Rose. Where she kissed Mickey, she goes like,
thanks.
And it goes like, for what? It's like,
exactly. Well,
and then and that's where we end with what we hear, because like it's about.
And then from that moment on, we have
20 years.
20 years of Doctor Who.
Then it comes back. So Charles, tell me, what do you think of this great first outing?
I wouldn't. Let me see. Let me be nice. It has really great moments. It's not the Doctor Who that I'm now used to, because I feel like Doctor Who has done a good job of growing with its audience. But I still liked it. It wouldn't be my first choice to show someone if they want to get into Doctor Who. My first choice would be Blink.
See, I'm not too sure. Like,
Blink does what Rose does, but like more well put together.
But the thing is, like, I feel like Blink is too gone over there. What I would have done, I'll probably show like Matt Smith, like, first episode.
So here's for Blink, because Blink shows you the world itself. It shows you how the main central themes of this, which is time travel. It shows you that it's a high stakes show. And then it gives you a glimpse of the Doctor and his companion at the end.
I suppose, but
like Matt Smith episode. It's like, I also would choose Blink if you want to get someone interested in Doctor Who. Now, I would not show someone Rose if I wanted them to get interested in Doctor Who.
Well, it all depends. Like, hey, I feel like more how you present it as, because like if you're trying to hype them up like too much, then it could backfire like absolutely plainly. Like, I know like how Nick like was on my ass with like Arrow, and I watch Arrow, I'm going like, I'm gonna smack you because you made me watch fucking Arrow. This is what the fuck. And
did you not like Arrow?
No. Like second.
You didn't like what started the CW Arrowverse?
I'm gonna go back and rewatch it, and it's like, but that's an entire different thing. But that's the same. Okay,
maybe it's because it was hyped up.
Maybe I had somebody going and telling me, oh, it's not necessarily the word. He make it seem like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I feel with this show, like, I feel with Doctor Who and its doctors that like technically you can show like if you just go by like. If you show like them like in the first Doctor, that'd be like their Doctor, and they can always go back and watch. Okay, let me see how they all started out with.
That's how I did it.
So like you could like quite literally you could just start with the specials.
That's true.
You could literally start the special. It's like here's like the 14th Doctor, which is David Tennant. Granted, there is some baggage over there. There's a lot of history.
No, you cannot start with the specials. The specials, you have to establish that you know some of the lore of Doctor Who.
But I'm just saying, like, you probably could do that.
You can always start with the first episodes of those Doctors.
There we go. Like, I think Church on Ruby Road, I think, is a better option.
Yeah.
Or like I said,
if you want a clean slate.
Yeah, like already like Matt Smith. Both being a great episode onto itself, I think also like a great introduction. Rose, I feel like, it aged a bit,
but it did its job. It got people interested in Doctor Who.
Oh yeah,
enough so that they were like, "Hey, we're gonna make more episodes."
They're like going, "Yay!" Some of the others going like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
People watching like, "What did I just watch? Was that man made of plastic? What?"
Like I said, as going back into it and watching it twice for this review, I would definitely say
I have watched it 4 times now because
I would say I watched it 4 or 5 times. Just I think the first time I just by myself. I think the second time was with my wife, was my girlfriend, and I think a couple more times were like, so I'm like, oh, I want to watch, Doctor from New Who and stuff.
Yeah.
Or just for this particular review, of where like, okay, I want to watch, we're doing this review, like I'm gonna watch Doctor Who, and and watching all the little nuance and everything. It's like, and then what I come to expect, it's like, yes, there's some bumps over here and there, but it's like, you know what, you got to take it as that. It's like watching classic Who. If you watch classic Who, it's a lot of silly
I thought you were asking me if I watched classic Who.
No. We'll get there. we'll get there.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, this is Regeneration Rundown. So, what will you be rating for Giving Rose?
What's the rating scale?
1 out of 10. I think we discussed that last time, and we're keeping 1 out of 10.
I give it 7 sonic screwdrivers. 6.5 sonic screwdrivers.
I'll give it about 7 Anton's karate chop action out of 10. It's good. It's fun.
It is fun. It is fun if you go into watching Rose not knowing what to expect is fun.
Absolutely.
And I do like a show that gives me fun.
So till then, everybody, thank you for listening to our little podcast. We will see you next time for Generation Rundown.
Bye. Say bye.
Oh. Peace. I thought I said bye.